You take me home and give me wings to fly. We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind.
Hi there, and welcome back to Storybook Crochet. I'm going to be showing you how to make this adorable little baby bucket hat. This is perfect for spring. I've added a little bunny applique to this, and I will show you at the end of the video how to make that. This also would be a good addition to my Easter romper pattern, which I'll add a link up in the description here, and you can make a matching outfit for your little one. So this pattern, I will show you how to make 4 different sizes. It's the exact same pattern for all 4. I will add down in the description below which hook size you need for the different sizes. So you can do a 0 to 6 month, a 6 to 12 month, a 12 to 18 month, or an 18 to 24 month hat, depending on which hook size that you use. So let's go ahead and grab the supplies we need. I am using a worsted yarn here, and then you'll grab the hook that you need, and then we will get started on making your little bucket hat for your little one. Alright, so we are going to start round 1 by making a magic ring. To do this, I take my yarn and lay it over my 3 fingers here, and then take it and wrap it around where it's crossing over the top. Once you have that, take your hook underneath both lengths and grab the top piece of yarn and pull that under. Once you have that, you're going to hold that onto your hook and remove the loop from your fingers, and then chain 2. And this secures that ring so it doesn't come undone, and then I just pull that tail out of the middle of the ring. So now we have our magic ring made. We're ready to go ahead and make our first round. So this chain 2 at the beginning does not count as a stitch for this pattern. So we're going to go ahead and make 13 double crochets. So to make a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull your loop up. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So we've just completed our first double crochet. So I'm going to show you that one more time, and then you're going to complete a total of 13 double crochets for this round. So yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull your loop up. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. So there's our chain 2 and 2 double crochets. So go ahead and complete all of your double crochets for round 1. Alright, now that we have our 13 double crochets made, you're going to take that center tail and pull on that tight until that opening is completely closed. Alright, so to finish off round 1, we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch in the very first double crochet that we made. So you'll find that first double crochet, insert your hook and pull your yarn through, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. And you've completed round number 1. So to start round 2, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to increase around, and that means we're going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So you're going to go into the same stitch as your chain here, and you're going to create your first 2 double crochets in that same stitch. So there's our first one, and then our second one. And you're just going to repeat that around. So 2 double crochets in every single stitch around. And this is going to give you a total of 26 double crochets at the end of round number 2. Alright, so now that we're at the end of round number 2, we're going to make our slip stitch into the first stitch of the round to finish that off. Alright, and you will be doing that at the end of every single round. So for round 3, we're going to make our chain of 2, and then we're going to alternate between putting 2 double crochets in our first stitch and then 1 in the next stitch. 2 double crochets and then 1. So you're going to go ahead and put your first 2 into this first stitch here. right, and then in this next stitch we're just going to make 1 double crochet and then 2, and then 1. So you're going to just repeat that pattern around of 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch all the way around till the end of round number 3. Alright, so now moving on to round number 4, you're going to make your chain of 2. We're going to start by making our first 2 double crochets into that first stitch like we have been. So 1 and 2. Next we're going to make 1 double crochet in the next stitch and then 1 double crochet in the stitch after that. So we're alternating just like we did before between an increase, so 2 double crochet in the next stitch and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Alright, so now we have the very top part of our hat complete. So next we're going to build up the sides. So go ahead and make your chain of 2. And for rounds 5 through 10, that's going to be 6 rounds total, you're just going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch around. So go into this first stitch and make 1 double crochet. There will be no increases for these rounds. So just 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So go ahead and work all of your rounds, 6 rounds, rounds 5 through 10, and then we'll meet back at the end of round number 10. Alright, so we have finished our hat through round 10. Now we're going to start working on the brim of the hat, and we're going to have that kind of stick out from the hat or the face. So go ahead and make your chain 2. So after your chain 2, we're going to be working in the front loop only for this round. So normally you would go under both loops with your hook. Instead, for this round, for every single stitch, you're just going to go under that very front loop there. This will make the brim kind of stick out. So in our first stitch here with our chain, we're going to make an increase, but again, just go under that front loop only. So make your 2 double crochets in that first stitch using that front loop only. After your increase or your 2 double crochet, we're going to put 1 double crochet in the next stitch using the front loop only, and then 1 in the next stitch. And then you'll just simply repeat that pattern around. So increase or 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Just remembering in every single stitch around you're going to use that front loop only. So go ahead and work this round, and at the end make sure you do your join like you have been with your slip stitch, and I'll meet you back for the next round. Alright, so now you can kind of see the little flare here of the brim of our hat. So moving on to round 12, we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did in round 11. We're going to do 2 double crochet in the first stitch and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So the exact same pattern, but this time we're going to work under both loops like normal. So you're going to start by making your 2 double crochets in the very first stitch, and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Alright, so just like before, go ahead and repeat that around, and I will meet you back for the next round. Alright, so this finishes off round 12. So round 13 is going to be our last round, and we're just going to chain 1 for this round, and then you're just going to single crochet around. So go into that first stitch, yarn over and pull your loop through. You'll have your 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. That's our first single crochet, and you're just going to put 1 in each stitch around. So 1 single crochet around. And again, this is our last round. So once you're finished with this round, I will show you then how to go ahead and finish it off. All right, now that we have the hat complete, I'm going to show you how to do an invisible join so that we have a seamless join here on our last round. So go ahead and pull your loop up and cut a tail here. And then you're going to go ahead and just pull that tail through all the way. Then you're going to thread your needle here. All right, and then you're going to count over 2 stitches from the beginning. So 1 and 2, and go ahead and insert your needle and pull that through. Okay, and then your next step is to go back to the last stitch that you made and just go under that back loop only. So don't go under both, go under the back loop, pull that through, and then you'll just kind of pull the tension until you get the stitch here the same size as the rest. And that just makes that edging very seamless, and you don't have kind of a knot there that you would normally get if you just slip stitch into the next one. All right, so once you have that where you want it, go ahead and I weave this back and forth a few times through this last round here. So go through one way, then back again, and then I go back the other way again one more time just to make sure that that's good and secure and doesn't come undone, especially if you're going to be washing this. All right, and then you're going to go ahead and snip that off. So the main part of our bucket hat is now finished. In the comments below, go ahead and let me know what color you made your bucket hat. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to make a tiny little bunny applique to add to your hat. So you're going to need 2 different colors if you want the bow, a color for your bunny and then the color for your bow. And this can either be a little hair bow or even a little bow tie for a little boy. I am using a 3.5 millimeter or US E-hook. You're going to need your yarn needle, a stitch marker to help you keep track of your rows because we will not be joining the end of the rows on this, and then your scissors. So let's grab those supplies and we'll get that started. All right, so to start our bunny applique, we're going to go ahead and make a magic ring again. So go ahead and cross that over the top of your fingers, go under and grab the top length of yarn there. Hold that on your hook and remove from your fingers, and then chain 1. Then you'll just remove that tail from the center there. Okay, so for round 1, we're going to make 6 single crochets into our ring. All right, once you have your 6 made, go ahead and pull on that tail to close that opening. So for this, we will not be joining at the end of each round. We're just going to continue to work around. So you can grab your stitch marker at this point to help you with the placement. I always put mine at the end of each round. All right, so for round 2, we're going to put an increase in each stitch around, or 2 single crochets. So just go into that first one and make your first single crochet, and then go into the same stitch and make your second single crochet. And you'll just repeat that around for round 2 until you have a total of 12 single crochets made. All right, so moving on to round 3, we're going to start by making 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then you're going to increase or put 2 single crochets in the second stitch. And then you'll just simply repeat that pattern around. So 1 single crochet and then increase. So complete round 3 for a total of 18 single crochets. All right, for round 2, we're going to start by making 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and then you'll increase in the third stitch. So same as before, just repeat that pattern around. You'll have 2 single crochets and then increase in the third stitch. Okay, so we are now finished with the head. So we're going to go ahead and slip stitch in the next stitch. So go ahead and pull your yarn through both loops, and then you're going to chain 6. All right, now that you have your chain complete, we're going to start in the third stitch from our chain. So you can count 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make 2 double crochets into that chain. So go ahead and make your first double crochet, and then make 1 more in that same chain. All right, after that, you're going to make 2 half double crochets in the next chain after that. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your loop. You'll have your 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is your first half double crochet. And then you're going to make another one in the same chain. All right, and then we're just going to repeat that again in the chain after that. So another 2 half double crochets. All right, and then in our last chain here, you're just going to make a single crochet. Once you have that completed, you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch on the head. So find that next stitch, make your slip stitch, and that connects it. And then you're going to make 2 more slip stitches. So in the next 2 stitches on the head, make 1 slip stitch and then 2. So you'll have a total of 3 slip stitches across the top of the head. And then we're going to repeat what we did for the first year to make our second. So go ahead and chain 6. All right, in our third chain from our hook, so 1, 2, and 3, you're going to make 2 double crochets. After that, you're going to make 2 half double crochets. And then you're going to repeat that and make another 2 half double crochets. And in our last chain, you're going to make a single crochet. All right, and then to finish that off, just slip stitch into the next stitch on the head. Okay, and that will finish off our bunny. So you're going to go ahead and grab your yarn here and cut a tail. If you're going to be sewing this on, you'll want to cut a longer tail. If you're going to glue it on like I am, you're going to just cut a shorter tail, and then we're going to just weave that in. All right, so if you're sewing this on, you'll just sew around every stitch to get that secure, and make sure you weave in your ends at the end and the back of the hat would be best so that you don't see that, or you can weave underneath the bunny here itself. For the glue, I use Aleene's original tacky glue, and I find this works really well on holding yarn together so it doesn't come undone. It's very strong glue for yarn. So go ahead and attach your applique, and then I'll show you how to make a tiny little bow for it next. Okay, so for our bow, we're going to go ahead and make a slip knot, and then you're going to make a chain of 5. This is going to be a very tiny little bow, so it won't take much to make this. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and start in your second chain from your hook here, and you're going to make a single crochet, and then you're just going to repeat that across your chain for a total of 4 single crochets. All right, once you get to the end, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to turn your piece over, and then you're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So again, you'll have a total of 4 single crochets. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and cut a short tail here, and then you're just going to use your yarn needle and weave both of these ends in. All right, now that we have our little rectangle made, you're going to just take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around a couple of times on the center. Okay, and you'll want to do this tightly so it forms that bow shape. So I'm going to go around 3 times here. It doesn't need to be a lot since it's so tiny. Okay, once you have that, just kind of hold that together and go ahead and cut a little bit longer of a tail here. You can kind of set that down and make sure it doesn't come undone. Go ahead and thread your needle here. And then you're just going to weave that through the back of the bow a few times just to make that good and secure so it doesn't come undone. Okay, so if you're going to sew this on, you can go ahead and do that now, or you can go ahead and snip that tail off and glue it on like you did with the bunny. You can either put it up here by the ear for a little girl, or you can put it down here for a little boy, for a little bow tie. Alright, so our bucket hat is finished. If you enjoyed this pattern and following along with me to crochet a little bucket hat for your little one, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. That really helps to get my video out there and seen by others. And also subscribe as I put new videos out every single week. As always, thanks for joining with me and happy crocheting.
Won't you take me home?